Hi Asha, how are you?
Doing great, Chiranjeevi. How are you?
I'm doing well too. I'm doing well too. So the new academic year has started, right? So schools have reopened and our STEM sessions are also back in full swing. How is going on your side, Asha?
Yeah, busy is a small word between setting up, answering students' questions, and making sure no one walks away with the scissors. It's been quite an adventure.
Exactly, Asha. As a trainer, we also feel the same. Like sometimes students will go with the scissors, materials. So we also face teachers also face the same problems in the session of the materials. So, what are the challenges that you will face while implementing the STEM sessions in the classroom?
Very true, but this is all part of the hands-on learning, right? So we will face the challenges and we have to make students aware of everything.
Exactly. So, and also we'll see into our STEM lab sessions, like every teacher has at least one student who asks, ma'am, what's the next step? Or like before even we haven't finished it, explaining the first step. So our students is very curious about that, like what's the next step in the STEM class. So, do you experience it? Do you also feel any experience same problem in our STEM session?
Crazy, right? But every time the STEM is different from each and every time. While sometimes it's moves runs very smoothly and sometimes it's quite challenging.
Great, great. So already our teachers also joined this session. Arif sir, Bhuvana ma'am. So hello everyone. Uh, Thank you for joining today's YouTube live session. I'm Chiranjeevi. It's my pleasure to welcome you to today's YouTube live session about the classroom management and the STEM structured classroom. So before we start the session, let me ask you something. Uh, so imagine a academic classroom, which you have watched, which you have thought, and which felt completely in the control. Now imagine about a STEM lab session. Does it feel the same? Please let me know your thoughts in the chat, teachers. So probably not, right? So if you observe like a academic classroom and the STEM session will not be same. So that gap is exactly what we are talking about today. So to explore and help this topic, I'm joined by my co-host Asha and Amrita. So she also has visited many schools and observed hundreds of classroom sessions and closely working with the teachers during the implementation of the sessions. And also, she also knows exactly what a structured classroom looks like versus what a chaotic classroom looks like. Uh, let's begin it.
Thank you, Chiranjeevi. Hello, everyone. I'm Asha Namrita. I'm delighted to be part of today's session. I have seen both sides of this challenge, and I'm sure many of you have too. I have seen STEM classrooms where students were engaged, focused, and learning actively. And I have also seen great STEM activities become challenging when the classroom wasn't well organized. Classroom management is one of the biggest questions teachers ask us during school visits. So, today we are going to be very honest about what goes wrong and, more importantly, what actually fixes it.
Thank you, Asha. So Arif said message like lots of curiosity with lots of noise. Exactly, sir. So the today we are going to talk about the same thing, sir. So how the curiosity will be in the or STEM session and lots of noise, how to overcome this lots of noise, what kind of strategies we can take into a STEM classroom. So now I'm going to share the academic classroom image. Give me a second, I'm sharing the image. So answer may know where you are joined from which location, and also other teachers, please let me in the chat, know in the chat like where you are joining from. Right. So could you share the image? Nice to see you, Arisa. Like Arisa from Hyderabad, Soumitra sir from Lucknow. Great to see all of you from different locations.
It's not
How
visible.
is the sessions? No, Asha, it's not visible. Avniza ma'am, thank you for joining the session. We're from Nizamabad. Lakshmi ma'am from Telangana. Yes. So, teachers, I hope everyone has able to see the image. So let's begin by observing classroom. So take a few seconds and look it carefully. Uh, type one word in the chat like what did you notice from the image? Great, great. So multiple responses from the chat, like it's really engaging for us too. So please teachers, please look into the image and let me know in the chat like what is your observations from the image. Teacher centered approach. Great, sir. Through memorization. Through memorization. So teacher-centered approach means like may I know sir like what is like teacher-centered approach? Like what do you mean? So the teacher is teaching and students are making note. Exactly, sir. Exactly, ma'am. So always in our childhood also we also came from the same classroom, right? Like always our teacher is going to teach and we are making the notes of it and responding to the teacher's questions as well. Okay, like you can say chalk and talk manner. Exactly, sir. Teacher is explaining concepts. Great. So great responses. So is there any different things you are observing? Like, is there anything different? One I can say is like everyone is focusing towards the blackboard, right? So similarly, may I know any kind of responses like that?
The students are very disciplined.
Students are very disciplined. Right. Yes, ma'am, absolutely. Like we have a fear, right? During our childhood also. So when teacher is taking class, if we make any noise, like teacher will punish us, or otherwise they will send us to outside, right? Outside the classroom.
Yeah.
So always students should be always silent, disciplined while any class is going on. It's a theoretical approach. Right. Thank you so much, sir. So as Asha ma'am also said, like it's discipline, and also you can see every student is focused, and the classroom is organized with is arranged in rows, and everyone is like, facing towards to the sir like a backbone. The teaching, the teacher was teaching, and the students were quietly taking notes with limited opportunity to express their ideas. Exactly. So if you see in the academic classrooms, most of the time teacher is going to teach the topics where students will get the less time to express their ideas or to share their views on the concepts. So from this, what I want to say is like our academic classrooms are arranged in a way like where all the students are in the classroom. Everyone know where to focus, where to sit, and what to do. And if you observe, like there is very little unnecessary noise you can hear. So is this classroom is well managed because of teacher, or is this something else that is helping the teacher here?
Mm. Well, it's our tradition from very history. Like from very past years, we are using the same structure of the classroom, like which helps the teacher to run the classes very smoothly.
Exactly, Asha. So that teacher doesn't have to constantly control the class because, as you said, the structure is exactly the structure itself supports the teacher. So that's not boring, right? That is well designed system.
Absolutely. And there is nothing wrong with this structure or with this setup. It works really well for a regular academic classrooms. But the challenge begins when we try to conduct a STEM activities in the same setup or sometimes with no setup at all. Then that's when classroom management starts becoming difficult.
Exactly. Okay. So Arif sir also commented like a standardized classroom focusing only summative assessment, only performing goal orientation approach, mastery goal orientation. So like yes, Arif sir, I can agree with you. So here in academic classroom, we are only focusing on the summative assessment or formative assessment, getting marks to the students. So I hope Mira ma'am is facing some issue. Is the video is visible? Okay, sorry. I hope everyone our videos are visible for you. So exactly. So now we'll look into the one more classroom. How a messy STEM classroom looks like. Few students kept materials in pocket without permission. Arif sir, I think you are facing a lot of problems in your STEM sessions, right? Yes, thank you, Bhavna ma'am, for confirming this. Thank you, Arif sir. So, Arif sir, I let you know a solution for your problem. So, how can we can overcome these challenges in our STEM lab session? I think this is this problem is faced by every teacher in the STEM lab session, not only you, sir. But there are some strategies we can follow to overcome these challenges as well. I hope everyone can see the image. So now observe this classroom as well. Uh, just type one word in the chat, like what you have observed from this classroom, and what do you notice from this classroom. So I think this is a basic classroom. So what kind of observations, Ashwin, kind of observations you are seeing? Chaos.
The, the teacher is explaining to one
What
group,
am I
and the
saying?
remaining
Yes.
students are making noise and roaming here and there.
Exactly. So Arif sir is saying the same, Asha. So teachers are focusing only at one group. So what about the other groups? Hands-on activity. Great. Thank you, Ma'am. So it's a completely hands-on activity, but where the teacher is focusing at only at one group. If teacher is focusing only at one group, like what other groups are doing? Yes. Rest of the groups are having fun, exactly. So if teacher is actually how students will feel if they enter into STEM lab, so they feel that they get a free period. So they will get some free time to have a fun with their friends and to play material in the lab as well. So having fun in their own world. Still only there are so even uh, as we take the classes in the STEM class. So when we focus on the one group, like other groups, ultimately they will start playing. Students from one group will go to the other, join with the other group, and have, and he will start teaching the other group as well.
And implementing their own ideas on the model.
So exactly. So implementing their own ideas. So while these things are happening in this hands-on activity like STEM lab, so we will feel there are and it will be stressful for us as well. Like as a teacher or trainer, it will be and some messy classroom will get things will not place at like things are placed in different places. So question I will ask you. So is this classroom messy because the really like this, or because the classroom wasn't planned? So what's your thought on this, Asha? Like
That
classroom
yeah.
is messy because of activity?
Yeah, that's a very important question. That many teachers believe that STEM always means noise, but that's not true. A STEM classroom can be active, hands-on, students-led while being well organized. The activity isn't the problem. The real problem is that there is no clear system guiding the students. When the students don't know where to move, what their role is, or how to work together, excitement slowly turns into chaos. That's why classroom management is so important in STEM. While with the right structure in place, students can stay engaged, collaborate actively, and learn more successfully.
Okay. So Asha, tell me one thing. Like, if we make the STEM classroom silent, do you think that classroom STEM classroom will become a structured one by making the classroom very
No,
silent, controlling the class, and
no,
how we are doing in the academic class? No, right?
no. We should
No.
never make the class
So tell.
silence.
Uh, you are saying like our goal isn't to make the STEM classroom silent. But then what?
Sorry, can you repeat it again?
So our goal isn't to make the STEM classroom silent. So then
Well,
So our goal is to make them. So our goal is to make them structured, right? So like why STEM classrooms are getting gets in every way? Because if you observe like from two pictures from the classroom and this STEM messy picture, uh, what we have noticed was calm and organized, right? So and the other from this picture we can say, but difficult to manage for the teachers. So Asha, structural differences between these two classrooms.
Well, Chiranjeevi, the interesting thing is that both classrooms are doing the STEM activities, but one feels organized while the other feels chaotic. The difference comes down in three key factors. In an academic classroom, students hardly move. But in a STEM classroom, students are moving actively for like collecting materials, are working with the teammates, and testing their own ideas. Without any clear expectations and structure, this movement can quickly turn the classroom into noise and confusion. And the second difference is student roles. In a regular classroom, students know what they're expected to do. But while coming to the STEM activities, if the roles are not assigned clearly, then one student will do all the work and the remaining students are become passive. And the third difference is key position.
Exactly,
In an
Asha.
academic classroom,
So Asha, I want to add here.
okay,
So I want to add to the second point. So I will agree with the student. If you will not assign any roles to the students, so every student one student is doing what something. So the other student also what the fight will happen there. So here, what kind of I think the student assigning roles to the students will helpful for us as. So we can make sure that student will not fight and students will not see observing the other student what they are doing. Yeah, and also you can continue Asha with your crowd strategy.
Chiranjeevi understood. Key factor is teacher position. In an academic classroom, the teacher is visible to everyone throughout the class. But during STEM activities, teachers sometimes spend too much with one group. And as we see in the picture, the teacher is spending only with the one group for a long time. Then we can clearly visible that the remaining students are doing their own work. So the teacher should not be at one group every time, and the remaining classrooms always loses the directions and they will do their own work.
So exactly, Asha. Reasons are like one is movement, and other is the student role, and final one is all these three rules. If we follow the three rules in our classroom, we can make sure the STEM classroom won't get messy, right? So the good news in the is that that three rules can be improved without changing the STEM activity itself. So now, Asha, like now we know that some practical strategies that teachers can use in the STEM classrooms. What kind of strategies we can follow in the STEM classrooms that make the STEM classroom well structured?
Absolutely, Chiranjeevi. I have found that when a few key structures are in place, STEM sessions become much easier to manage. Let me share some practical strategies that I follow during these STEM classes, and I will make it simple, like five simple strategies that works well in the classroom. And the one thing is one mover rule. We should fix a movement that assigning, as we already discussed it before, we should assign a material manager in every group so that students will collect the materials and return the materials. So that immediately reduces unnecessary movement.
So I learned this the hard way, Ashwa. So without this rule, it looks like less like a classroom and more like a railway station, right? So during the peak hours, jokes apart, but Yes, absolutely. Assigning a material manager is a very important thing in our STEM classrooms because, if you see, students like Arif sir also mentioned that one of few students from SAR session, in many other STEM classrooms also, students will pick some materials along with them. So, initially, you also shared that some scissors are missing in our sessions.
Yeah.
So, assigning the material manager is a good thing for us. Like after completing the activity, the same material manager will return the materials to the teacher. So it is easy for the teacher as well to track the materials, like what are the materials we have given to the each group. We can have a count of it as well.
Yeah.
So what is the next strategy we can follow, Asha?
And coming to the second strategy is giving every student a role. Not only a single student as a material manager, and we should assign remaining students also a work like leader, material manager, recorder, or presenter. So when everyone has responsibility, so everyone stays engaged. So that makes every student a responsible and do their work without any unnecessary movements.
Yeah. So otherwise, one student does all the work, right? So and the others became
Yeah.
professional observers, right?
Yeah, they will be really professional in that. Uh, and
Most
coming
of
to
the
the
time,
third strategy,
most of the time I also observe the same in my classrooms as well. Like if one student is doing something, everyone will become observers, and they won't do nothing like that. They simply observe. Otherwise, they will play with the other groups. So maybe
yeah,
this assigning a student role is also like good thing for us.
yeah, and coming to the third strategy, arrange students in clusters. Like we know that in classroom we will arrange the students in like benches, like everyone sits in a rows. But while coming to the STEM activities, we should divide the students like 4 or 5 members in a group with enough space between the groups. This allows the teacher to move around easily and support every team. So that can teacher moves like around every team and can easily grab the movement of every student. So on coming to the
Exactly.
fourth strategy, divide the session into stages. So plan the classroom with a clear introduction, activity, and discussion. So when the students don't know what to do next, and if the teacher become pause for a few seconds, then the students obviously will go into what to do next, and every time expecting what will next. So students know what to expect and stay focused. So we should always bring the session agenda like introducing activity time and discussion before starting the act.
Exactly, Asha. So for every 5 minutes, like someone from the each group will come. Sir, we have finished this. Like what we do now, like this. The same repeated questions we'll get from the all the groups as well.
Yes. And Chiranjeevi, coming to the fifth strategy, we already seen the pictures, right? So from that, we have taken that uh, example, and we have to always be aware of it. Mainly the teachers. We should not stay at one group for too long. Spending 2 or 3 minutes with the group and guide them and move to the next one. So this helps that keep entire classroom connected, and the teacher will not distract, and even students will don't distract from what goes on.
Yes, Asha. If I stand at as a teacher, like if I stand at one group, if I'm guiding one group, the other groups, like I'm not focusing on the other groups, right? So the all the other groups will become the independent researchers, right?
Yes, and the best part is that none of these requires extra resources or a different classroom. There are simple planning decisions made before the students even enter the classroom.
So I really like thought, Asha. So all these five strategies, if we can bring it to our STEM classrooms, so it would be really helpful for us as well. So to make a STEM lab session in a well-structured way. So good classroom management starts before the students walk into that classroom. So now let us see a classroom where all these strategies come together in place. So now we're going to share one more picture. Teachers, please let us know your thoughts on these images. So like, please compare this image with the previous image. So whatever changes you have observed, please let us know in the chat. So the same STEM activity we are doing from this image, like if you observe the previous image as well, the same STEM activity is doing. So what are the differences you have observed from both the images? Please let us know that your thoughts in the chat. So like Ashu, what are the differences you have noticed from both the images?
Well, here the teacher is explaining to one group and the remaining students are very disciplined and focused on their activity.
So great, Asha. So the teacher is at one group, like clearing the doors. The other groups are also like doing their work. So you can say there is no noise. Everyone stick to their work. Each and every student, everyone knows their roles. Other groups are also engaged in their exam. So other group. So what makes the other groups like engaged in their work? What kind of strategies worked here? Students in groups. Great one. Worked here to make other groups also engaging in their work. Students are engaged in groups while learning the concepts, so that is like collaborative approach. Exactly, sir. So students are engaged in their work where the collaboration is there in the students. They are not chilling here; they are experimenting. Great, Boda ma'am. So because students doesn't have time to chill here, right? So they're busy with their work and they need to complete their work here as well. And they're also focused on their work. So if you do you notice something here? It is the same classroom, same students, same type of STEM activity, right? But the classroom felt completely different. Because that is the structure of the core of the structure.
Exactly,
Group making
Chiranjeevi.
strategies.
Yeah. The students weren't quiet because the activity was less exciting. They were focused because everyone know their role, understand the expectations, and followed a clear system. They were focused because everyone know their role and the structure in place. Students spend more time learning and less time wondering what to do next.
Exactly, Asha. So culture, norms, clear instructions, and health. So the once we set up the clear expectations on the students, once we assign the clear roles to the students, it will help them. Exactly, sir, Soumitra sir. So once we assign that clear instructions and meaningful tasks to the students, the classroom looks exactly like this. Right. So, and that's exactly what we want in every STEM classroom, right? So, active learning with a clear purpose. So, as we come to today's end of session, here's the one key takeaway we have. So, uh, we do not have to choose between an exciting STEM classroom and a well-managed one. So, a good structure doesn't reduce the excitement, as Asha ma'am said earlier. Like here, the classroom was silent not because of the activity is not interesting, because the structure and the environment makes the students to engage in the in their work. So it makes the meaningful learning possible for the students as well. So here, if you see the without structure, the energy becomes very not like noise in the classroom. So with the structure, you can observe the energy becomes a meaningful learning for the students here. So I hope everyone has enjoyed this session. So in our next session, we will explore another important topic like how to make group work effective even in classrooms with more than like 40 students. In some schools, if you see 50 students are there in single classroom. So like what kind of strategies we can follow if there is a 40 or more students in the classroom. In the next session, we'll going to discuss about this. We hope you will all join the next session as well. So thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Thank you, Asha ma'am, sharing your valuable insights and strategies, how to implement the strategies in our STEM lab session to our teachers as well. Uh, so, Asha ma'am, like if you want to share anything to our teachers, you can share.
Okay, thank you, Chiranjeevi, and for being a part of this session and for connecting me here. And well, teachers, please follow these few strategies that I know everyone will aware of it, but we can also follow a few strategies that we can implement in the STEM classrooms that makes the runs the classroom very smoothly.
So, teachers, remember one thing: don't make the STEM classrooms silent. So, it is supposed to be intentional, right? So, apply like following all these, applying all these strategies in our classroom. It is become a intentional. If you want to make a STEM classroom silent without applying these strategies, it is not a meaningful effect for the STEM sessions.
Uh,
And intentional is something every teacher can build one decision at a time. So
yes.
thank you everyone. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Mm.